Hello and welcome to a guide for how to get wealth in Diablo 2. So basically there are some things I have to go over first. This guide implies that you are willing to play online. My knowledge is mostly on non-ladder, but this works also for ladder. But it's easier to get wealth on non-ladder than ladder, just cause the inflation and the free drops and all that stuff, more bots and whatnot, have made it so much easier to get wealth on non-ladder. Um, right now I'm in the profile of, well, maybe people don't know him, but he's probably the richest on JSP, so he has almost 4 million FG. Myself, I have like 300, so I'm in no way rich. There are people who are mass botting this game and selling the items they get for a lot of FG. I'm not claiming that this guy is botting or anything. I don't even know him. I just, look him up, and it's fun to look at his FG and move on from there on. But yeah, let's get to the real deal here. So the first thing I would like to do is just log into my account real fast. Oh, stupid cable in the way, sorry. Let's just see about it. So the first thing, if you're starting out fresh and you're completely new to, Diablo 2, I would suggest getting a sorceress, because a sorceress can get you going on the basic things like farming tokens. Now tokens, they drop from all the different act bosses, and in general Mephisto's essence, so that's the third act boss, that is the most prized one, and I have often sold one of these essence for even a high rune or something close to that on non-ladder. On ladder this would be different prices obviously, but it would still be a good way to get going, get the first initial 10, and I'm saying 10 FG, because you really don't need more than say 10 to 20 FG on JSP to kinda get wealth that is good enough to clear the game. So yeah, you make a sorceress pretty much, and you start farming tokens, you start farming the basic things like Eldrick and Pendle Skin. Um, from there on, you also start looking for free games. Now, a lot of people don't believe that free games pop up a lot, but they really do. So right now there's not any free games, but every time you're making these runs here, you're going in and out of games, you also see the lobby system a lot, and then you're basically just looking for free games. I'm not gonna go over how much free items I had over the years, but suffice to say, it's probably around, I would guess maybe 300 FG or something like that, if I had to put a number on it. So yeah, it's a lot, because 300 FG, well, that can gear a whole account if you don't mind low items. So yeah, get the first initial 10 FG by selling tokens, by selling low items. Low items, that is stuff like, I'm just gonna go into my Yavason here real fast. There are some low items that are really easy to get, which people buy on JSP a lot. So that is stuff like Clegos. Now these have perfect defense, they're not upgraded anything, but they have 9 defense, and people buy these weird items with perfect defense for like 3 FG or up to 20 even. Say this is also a perfect item, it's not upgraded, but still it has perfect defense. That would actually also sell pretty easily. Let's see what else. Even stuff like Bolkator's wedding band or soy rings can be quite good. Wizard Spike is another favorite. This one can also sell. I'm not saying these items sell fast, but it can sell for FG. And that is kind of the main point. You need to get items that can sell at all, because, I can just quickly showcase my sell list, because that would actually also kind of show what I'm selling. So, I am selling pretty random helms. but I just want to show one real fast here. So I'm selling a tall chest for 1 FG. I don't expect this to ever happen, but sometimes people buy these set items like Cygards and whatnot just to kinda get going, to don't waste their time, because a lot of people don't want to trade in public games. They just want their stuff real fast with FG. And here's a perfect example of a kinda perfect item that is hard to get. So that's the Guardian Angel with 200%, so that's perfect defense. And I could maybe sell this one for up to 10 FG. Again, laying gloves, everyone knows about these, perfect defense. Clay gloves, perfect defense. Triangle gloves, perfect defense. Stuff like glooms. So glooms, that is a low mana build. That is kind of rare. Not many people have that. Silk view. These are actually pretty good to sell as well, because they can be a bit annoying to get in public games. Let's see what else. On Dals, that's another perfect item here. +4 doesn't really matter with the +4, it's more the XP people buy it for. But on Dals, that's a high priced item for a lot of people. They just want it fast for their leveling bots or whatever. And this one, if you can get them on Dals, definitely sell it on GSP. What else? What else? Oh yeah, I got a lot of amulets. So that drops a lot of uniques in this game for low level, and a lot of people will buy these low level uniques for a few FG, and they do sell quite fast, I have noticed. What else do I might have? Well, another unique, Dwarf Ring, or Nagel Ring, or Mantled, or whatever. These also sell, they're good uniques, and people buy them. I could also say something like 7 Magic Find Small Charms. These are pretty easy to get as well. Even legit, they sell a bit. Oh yeah, this one's quite important. So a lot of people will buy 40 perfect gems or less for, I think it's like 3 FG on GSP, maybe 2 FG. And that is actually a better price than 1 high rune in game, which usually is the going price for 40 gems. So yeah, that's another thing you can start selling. So basically get all these weird low level uniques, get all these kind of materials like gems, and then just go into public games, try to sell them, but don't expect low level items to sell in public trade games. Just get going on JSP. I promise you, it's gonna take a while. You might not even sell anything for like days, but remember that you just need 10 FG, and then you can get enough gear for a complete character. So 10 FG, okay. So Mage Feast, good enough stats, 1 FG. Maybe 1 Soil Ring, that's 2 FG. A Rock Belt, 1 FG. Sandstorm's Tracks, or whatever. Elder's Boots, 1 FG. Oculus, 1 FG. Chains of Honor, 1 FG. Spiritual Random, 1 FG. Mara's Amulet, 1 FG. And Shackles, maybe even less than 1 FG. So now I just mentioned a complete character for the wizard, and that probably costs less than 10 FG if you shop around, but you can also get the items really fast. And I know a lot of people will dislike this guide or don't really want to get involved in GSP, but I'm just saying, I too was poor once. I didn't have a nearly perfect ethereal upgraded titans. I didn't have these nice boots here, or this nice shield, or this funny unpermed secret stealth, or these really cool gloves here. I too didn't have much wealth once. 5 years ago or whatever, I only had pretty much, well, I think it was these 4 characters geared up. And then like 2 years ago I just started, going on JSP, going into free games, using all my trade knowledge to trade up items in public games, and then trying to get them sold on JSP or whatever. Yeah, I also want to kind of finish the guide real fast now with one thing. Luck. I want to talk about luck. there's always a loser on the trading side. You are never going to feel like you have gotten a fair deal out of a trade. That's really rare. This is just like any other trade in real life. You know, you buy a car and you feel like you got ripped off or whatever. I have gotten some amazing trades over the years where I have sold an item but gotten a way higher value of that sold item, and that is really also what you're going to be looking for once you started getting, your high runes going. So I have sold some. Well, I can't remember, but sometimes I have earned like 5 high runes on an item I maybe bought less for a high rune. Um, yeah. And these high runes, they're fun to look at, but once you start amassing them up, they're not even that rare anymore. You kind of just get bored with high runes because you can't really get stuff with high runes that you need to improve your characters, and you will soon notice that high runes are really nothing worth in the end. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the guide. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and as always, hope you found it useful. So yeah, goodbye.